feeling this.
Good evening, everyone. My brothers and sisters in Amberland, good evening. First of all, and those in the diaspora, those in America, good day. Eastern Europe, good evening. And every part of the world, greetings. We greet you all. But before we proceed, we really want to apologize for the late. We had a little bit of technical issues, but we want to thank you all for being so patient and, relocating from my platform to SCBC Direct. Thank you for being there. We really apologize for the inconvenience. We will start up straight away with Mr. President on the platform today. It was supposed to be on my platform, but you all know what happened. So we're on SCBC, of course. The best of it all is on SCBC. So we are here today. I, Cucu Blinkz. I decided to bring Mr. President, our acting president, His Excellency Sako Samuel Ikome, on this show because I have my own pertinent questions that I think even Amazonians have been asking those questions. We have a project that is what the show is all about. Our project, My Trip to Buea, is the main topic. But within this project, I think Mr. President has some pertinent questions to answer, to reassure the people, to build the people's confidence, to give them reasons why they should keep donating to this My Trip to Buea. Yes, My Trip to Buea is the in thing. My Trip to Buea is the game. My trip to Buea is what is going to take us to the promised land. But again, people have been asking questions, and that is why I brought Mr. President here today. With all due respect, first of all, I want to say thank you, sir, for accepting this invitation. I applaud your humility. You're welcome, sir. I'll go straight away to question one. And my first question to Mr. President is to know how prepared he is for this huge, massive job. Before Mr. President, Our Excellency Siseku Ayoktabe got arrested and some of his cabinets from the IG, of course, we all never saw this coming. No one was prepared. It happened, and then there was supposed to be something needed to be done because the struggle must continue no matter what happens. And after we had an election in the IG, His Excellency, our acting AP, Mr. Samuel Sako Ikome, won the votes of the people to be our president, to be our acting president. Now, Mr. President, I want to ask you, you did not just put yourself here, the people elected you. But of course, we never saw this coming. Now, I want to ask you to openly tell Ambazonians today, how prepared are you to lead the people of Ambazonia? How prepared are you to be the president of Ambazonia? Because as far as I'm concerned, I know you've been an activist on Facebook. That is different. This is not just all about being a president of a nation. This is about a leader leading a revolution. That is my problem. A leader leading a revolution and being the president of that nation at the same time. Mr. President, can you tell the people of Ambazonia, how prepared are you to lead the people to the promised land? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ambassador Emalari, Cucu Blinkz. Thank you, our home, SCBC, and all the great people that are making things happen. And I apologize to those who have been waiting probably for the past 30 to 45 minutes, trying to hear something, to glean some information from me. I want to say emphatically that nobody is prepared for this job. Destiny has a way of making somebody fit in something and then give him what he needs to succeed in the job. The most important thing is that you need to have a cool head. I try as much as possible to have one. You need to have eyes that see, but eyes must be open. You must be alert. I try to be alert. I try to have my eyes roll all over the place so that I don't have people who are informing me only without me having my own perceptions. Then you have to have an ear that listens. I try to listen. Sometimes when I'm still listening, some people say, probably he's not there. I'm listening. Because if you rush every time to be the first to speak, you will always end your speeches with "I am sorry." So it is good for you to listen and make your analysis. And I try to have a head that spend time to analyze and also share with people that are going in my direction, and share those ideas and weigh them so that I make the best possible judgment. At the end of it all, you judge the pudding from the eating. I think that given a chance, not very far from now, if not already, people should already start to build their own perception of what my performance on this job is. The one thing I will promise the people of Amazonia is that I want to be a steady hand. I want to make sure that we minimize errors and that we can hasten our arrival in Buea. Better than in fact, sooner than we ever thought in our lifetime.
Okay. Are you done, Mr. President?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So the people of Ambazonia, you've all listened. Mr. President says no one is prepared. When it meets you, you should be ready to take the task. His eyes are on the goal. He is a great analyst. He is a great listener. He listens to the people and he analyzes. He does not only listen and makes assumptions. He analyzes about situations and then look for the way forward. He is so prepared. He cannot fail the people. He cannot betray the trust of the people. He cannot betray the confidence of the people, the confidence the people have bestowed on him. So you've all heard him. Thank you, Mr. President, for that. I'll go straight to question number 2. That is a little bit related to our leader, our president that got abducted, and some of the leaders of the IG. You know, we can only make analysis on assumptions. Mr. President, what is your take on Nigeria deporting our leaders to Cameroon? Should we focus on Nigeria? Because there is a lot of confusion going on. Some say our leaders are still in Nigeria. Some say our leaders are in Cameroon. But the truth is, if you are so sure and you have the evidence, why don't you bring it up to the people of Ambazonia? We are all not sure. There have been no proof of life apart from Nalowa and Mr. Okonjo that God released. Now, Mr. President, please, I want you to tell the people of Ambazonia, should we focus on Nigeria and forget about La Republique that came out clearly and declared that our people are under their custody? Thank you, sir.
There are many reasons why we must not focus on Nigeria. Because, number one, there are many witnesses, though we didn't see them in Nigeria, there are many witnesses that do testify that they were lifted up from Nigeria. The UNHCR published this on their website. They made a statement concerning the deportation. The government, Western government and their embassies made statements concerning the deportation. Our two lawyers, renowned lawyers, they also made statements concerning the deportation. They were not assuming. They were reliably informed that they were deported if they did not know at that particular hour. So, if we say they are in Nigeria, we have to have a bunch of liars, a bunch of them in Nigeria, including our own lawyers, including even people who were with them in prison. I have not been able to hear from Nalowa, but I have heard from third-party sources that he confesses that they were taken to Cameroon. On the other side, the French television, which we don't trust at all. Everybody will say that should be a lie. They are fathers of lies. They have an interest. But they broadcast about 3 days that our leaders were abducted to Cameroon before Chiroma came on a Monday. They were adopted on Friday, and repatriated on Friday. Chiroma brought his new conference on Monday. Now, the two agree on one thing. Now, in evidence, you have confessional evidence, which is different from third-party witness. When somebody comes to you and confesses to a crime and says, I did this, and you are an investigator, will you take him? Will you catch him and take him for further interrogation? Will you hold him responsible, or you will say, no, I don't think you did it. I want to look for somebody whom they told me that somebody said that he is the one who did it. That's if you are really looking for an evidence, I will first of all go to the person who confesses to the crime. I won't let go of the person who confesses to a crime, and then I will be looking for somebody who I have been told by somebody who said he knew somebody who said he committed the crime. The safest thing to do is to hold the Republic responsible for what they did. If they don't have them, which is very, very impossible, if they don't have them and then they confess they had them, what will be their gain? What will be their gain? And because anytime you confess that you have somebody, it means that you bear the responsibility of producing that person one day. So for those who said they have killed them, that still is far from logic. Because how can I kill somebody who was never in my territory, and I have the opportunity to say, I don't even know what we are talking about. Instead, I go ahead and say, I have them. That puts an awesome responsibility on me, which I could escape quietly by just saying, I don't know where they are. So Chiroma, and as stupid as they are, there is no way they can confess to a crime. They can confess they have our leaders if they don't have the ability to produce them. We have lawyers still in Nigeria. Anyone who says we are not focusing on Nigeria does not know the matter. We have two of the best lawyers in Nigeria. They are still there. We are getting other lawyers in Cameroon, about 15 of them, for our leaders. If only we were able to know where they are and the military court can accept the petition for representation that was filed. So either way, we are present and trying to do something. But the wisest position is to focus on the one that has confessed to the crime.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for that brilliant analysis. Mr. President says you cannot ignore an individual that confesses that I committed a crime or this crime and focus on assumption on people that have barely said nothing, if at all, even did anything. The people of Ambazonia, it is left to you, up to you to make your own judgment. We can all draw our analysis, but are we going to depend or focus on assuming, or are we going to look into facts? Because if anything should happen to our leaders today, tomorrow, or any day to come, we have an individual that came into the national TV, their national TV, La République National TV, Issa Chiruma. He confessed with his own mouth that our leaders are under their care, that they are keeping them captive. So Mr. President says we should focus on La République. He's not going to force you, Ambazonians. It is up to you to make your decision, make your analysis, and decide on what you think. The most important thing is our leaders need to be released. They cannot die or rot in La République jail. It is up to me and you to fight for them, for their release. Thank you very much. So I'll go to question number 3. The last time you came up, you talked about, appointing governors in all the 14 counties of Ambazonia. And, there was some back and forth on the Facebook, people claiming you want to endanger people's life. Some were very positive. Of course, I saw the majority very positive about it. However, we cannot ignore the concern of the minority. So my question to you, Mr. President, is how effective do you think the governors of our counties, the respective counties, will be, or how would they be functioning, considering the repressive policy of La République? They have been oppressing us, their eyes are on the ground. So how do you think these people will function without their lives being in danger? If there is anything not comfortable to you for you to say, it's okay. But if there is anything you can tell the people that is not detrimental to the struggle, say, we'll be pleased to hear from you. Thank you, sir.
This is not, we are at war. If somebody is concerned about who is the insecurity back home, ask yourself, how are our boys who are busy resisting these terrorists, busy resisting for their lives, fighting back, how are they surviving? So that is not a question. During wartime, you must be able to have people who have a certain authority in place, who can also have some influence over the people that are resisting the oppression. Let me say this. Right now, there are people who are already playing those roles, but they are doing that unofficially. And sometimes when things are done unofficially, everybody knows what to do, but nobody is doing it. Everybody thinks that somebody should be doing it, but nobody is doing it, and everybody regrets about it. So those who are helping to coordinate already, they have already damned the risks. And one thing is that right now in this situation, as we make advances, there's going to be a vacuum of authority in many places. And when conflicts arise amongst our ranks, and that the authority, the presence of our authority too is not there, the resolution of conflict will be an issue. Many little conflicts will escalate. So, in as much as initially under His Excellency Seshiko, that authority shifted to the chiefs, but we have seen that today, having made progress, where some chiefs are right now, even some of the places where our boys and our communities their lives are on the line, we cannot count on the chief. So we have to have some representation, which will represent our IG authority on the ground, and that will help us. Like some of the conflicts you hear on social media and so on, you don't know that there is mediation going on. There are people who are trying to make sure that those conflicts are solved, because if not, they can tear down our revolution. So there is need for us to have wartime commanders who will be called governors. They will be appointed because this is not ordinary time. This is a time when not everyone wants to put his life on the line. But such as want to put their lives on the line, such as want to join the struggle and the resistance in an active manner, shall be given authority over those communities, those counties, in order to do a great work for the people of Amazonia. And let me tell you, there are hundreds of them who are ready to do that. If somebody was saying that he doesn't know me, we are checking out, but there are people who say, we are here. They're already doing it. They're already doing it. So we just have to, in the revolution, what you do is that you don't choose amongst your friends and make them give positions to who you like. You identify the worker on the field. You identify people by what they do, and you commit more responsibility to those who are already busy. If you are idle, you are fearful, you are further away, you put in all good smiles, and you are a nice person, you are not qualified to be appointed in the revolution. In the revolution, they identify you right there on the field, doing the work, taking the risk, putting your life on the line, and they say, hey, can you do more of this? Can we commit this in your hands? That's my philosophy in the revolution.
Thank you very much, everyone, Amazonians. You've all heard him. Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President says if you are thinking about the governors that are about to be appointed, if you're thinking their lives are going to be in danger, what about our boys, our youths, our young boys that have been fighting, putting their lives on the lifeline? Are you also saying they should stop because their lives will be in danger? Amazonians, be the judge. Think about it. Mr. President also says that our chiefs, they have all failed us. They failed us long time ago. Me and you know that. Now we need representatives on the ground. That is his perspective. When you look at all those things, the chiefs have failed us. You know, we need people to represent us. Are these governors really necessary? Amazonians, be the judge. I'm not yet to be the judge. I'm not yet to conclude on that. Mr. President has spoken. He has given us his words. He has analyzed on that. He has given us reasons why we should believe him. You be the judge. Draw your own analysis and draw your conclusions so we can put that matter to rest. Thank you, Mr. President. I'll go straight to question number 3. In the year 2017, you know, we succeeded in halting an academic year. We kept it on hold. We closed down. We shut it down. Amazonians, yes, we made it. You know, Mr. President, with all due respect, I just want to ask you, what do you think went wrong that caused some schools to resume? And what do you think the people of Amazonia, what do you think we should apply? What stringent rules do we apply to be self-governing? What do you think we should do?
Concerning the schools?
Yeah. By the way, to be self-governing, and what do you think went wrong that schools went back to normal? Not all, actually, but some, a very few, because the majority are still in chaos, like no school.
Even in the best of societies, there are always going to be lawbreakers. Every society will find a way to deal with them. But I also recognize how that some parents feel, and even the learners, the students, how they feel after 2 years of no school. And some people say, let's just call off the strike and let everybody go to school. I don't know the reasons they give. It is just that it's good to go to school. Then why did we have a strike in the first place? I believe that the objective have not been achieved. The purpose of education is life, is to live, is to prepare you for a certain society. That's it. Education is not just an activity for the children, but it's something that prepares you for society. So for which society are you preparing them if you wanted to go to school now? And what kind of education is good enough to prepare the people for the society? Those questions have not been answered. When you consider that almost 28 villages have been razed down by this terrorist regime in Yaoundé of our villages, then you can imagine about conservative estimates say about 40,000 of our own are living in forests, in bushes now. They have no homes. And then if you consider how many children are among them, if you consider how many are in refugee camps right now, if you consider how many have lost parents, have lost brothers and sisters and sponsors, and you say, let's just make a blanket call off and call off the strike so that children should go to school. Which children are you referring to? Which children are you referring to when you say let the children go back to school? Which ones? If you say you care for the people of Amazonia, then tell me how those children in the forest will all go to school. Tell me how the children in Nigeria, those in refugee camps, how they will also go to school. We have to look for wholesome solutions, not some partial solution. Any call for school resumption now is a partial solution because the real problem is there. It's not been solved, and majority of those that we care for will not benefit from any school return. They will not be able to go to school, and if they do, those that will be able to go to school will be miseducated. They will not have education, and if they do have education at all by any error, they will be prepared for the wrong society. So we want to prepare the society. It is, look at it. Look at those who are dying in the bushes. Some of them are university students. Some of them are students who had plans also to go to higher education. If you say schools should resume, what happens? Do you think they can go to school now under this atmosphere? You see, nobody asked to be born at this time. It's unfortunate. Every nation has had its revolution. And go and ask every nation what happened during its war of independence or emancipation or whatever. Go and ask. It's a terrible time to be alive. So things will happen that don't happen in normal time. So you don't compare us with it. We are at war. We are not in normal situation right now. We are at war. So when you are considering that, don't consider that it's a strike. The UN has even changed their language, their terminology. They don't call it a crisis anymore. They call it a conflict. That means we are at war. They have acknowledged that. So we are at war. During wartime, schools can be suspended for indefinite periods of time. But I want us to understand why my trip to Buea. Because I have on my table the strategy that will get us sooner to Buea. I want you to be concerned about how to get to Buea soon, how to lift up that flag up there as soon as possible, so that we take charge and prepare our society and build it as the way we want, and have the youth to be educated, not to be miseducated. That's my goal right now.
Thank you, Mr. President, for that brilliant answer. Ambazonians, you've listened once more. Mr. President says, all we should focus on is my trip to Buea. He has the strategy. He did not just come out to blab about it. He has the strategy. If we must put everything to rest, go and do your donations. Believe in him. If you do your donations and you do not see the actions, and then we will come out and question him. I, Cucu Blinkz, I, Ambassador Emma Larry, I will be the first to come out to ask questions. My trip to Buea is the answer to all this. He has just said that we should not focus on the minority that have chosen to be lawbreakers, but we should concentrate and focus on the majority that are in the bushes, that have become refugees. Aren't it painful enough to see your brothers live in the bushes? Focus on them. And that is why my trip to Buea is the answer. For how long are these people going? The rains are coming so closer. Very soon, we'll be having heavy rains in Amazonia. For how long are they going to live in the bushes? Are you going to build structures for them in the bushes? This is time for us to do something. And there is nothing you can do right now in this revolution, if not my trip to Buea, if not going to that website to donate your money. For everyone that is in America and Canada, please just text 41444. Do that. Text 41444 for all those in Canada and America. 41444. That is the key number to my trip to Buea. Sorry.
No, text text Buea. Go to your
Okay,
text.
yeah, sorry.
Text Buea to that number.
Okay, it's true, sorry.
41444.
Okay.
Text Buea that number and you are good to go.
Okay, please, Mr. President just corrected me. I'm in Europe. I'm not doing that. I did my donations directly to the website. He said you should text to Buea 41444. Text Buea 41444. That is for all those that are in America and Canada only. And for those that are in Europe and other parts of the world, you can just click on the link. It's so easy. It will direct you straight away on how to do your donations as easy as possible. And once more, I will move straight to the next question that says, Mr. President, before being an AIP, sorry, not AIP, AP, before being elected as the AP of Ambazonia, you were an activist, popularly known by the people. You did an amazing job. You were massive on the social media. In fact, we cannot forget your analysis. You are one of those that contributed to bring us at this point. That can never be ignored. Now that you are into the system, I mean, the IG, you are the Mr. President, you are the number one. And what will be the most feasible and effective decisions? One, I just want to list a couple. One, maintain the structure of the IG, restructure the IG, or scrap the IG. There have been a lot of, back and forth from your people. Some say, oh, do this to the IG, do that. But now you are number one, you have the powers in your hand. What do you think would be more feasible for the IG to function the way you want? And that will make the job easier for you as Mr. President to lead your people to Buea. Thank you, sir.
Every option you have mentioned there is on the table. But wisdom demands that you choose your priorities at every stage. So right now, coming in the midst of a crisis, I want to focus, because appointment, reshufflement, tearing down the IG and so on, and then appointing a new IG. I don't think that's what the people who are in the forest, that's what they expect from me now, unless I'm mistaken. I want to major on the major. Now, I want to get my trip to Buea running. I have taken time to look inside the house, and see a lot of things that need to be corrected. A lot of things that need to be banished. A lot of things that need to be brought in. I know that. But I want to focus now on the major. The major is the people who have been given 30 days. Today, as I speak, is about 1 more week before Tanganyi Paul's deadline of 30 days before we wipe out our people will expire. I will not go about just wasting my time to be doing this and that. That's a distraction. I have to major on the major. But let me tell you that every option is on the table. This IG is the best we have. And as long as I'm here, it shall always be the best. And I know that everyone on this platform who is serving the people of Ambazonia through this government is a privilege, because for every position, there are more than 100 Ambazonians who are willing, they are ready, and they are available, and they are qualified to do the job. That somehow we find ourselves in positions in a position to do the job. And let everyone be on notice. Do your job. Don't take it for granted. Nobody is indispensable. In fact, the people on the ground zero, they don't want laziness, because they are not lazy. If they were lazy, if they were not obedient, if they were not hardworking, if they did not sacrifice all and put their lives on the line, we will not be where we are. They don't expect less from us. So we are going to make sure that we turn our focus to put things the way they have to be for the IG, but following the law, following the rules and regulations, following the Constitution. I came into power in the midst just in the beginning of things. His Excellency Siseko was in the beginning of things. A lot of things were just sketches that he put in place, and then he was abducted. So those things, I need to finish them. I need to complete them. I need to put them in place. So there is a lot of work to do inside. That I've done the minimum I can do inside. Let me focus on the essential, on the urgency in every house. Where there is an emergency, priorities have to shift. Unless you don't rightly identify the emergency. There is an emergency now. Hundreds of our boys are being killed every day. Some are dying because of hunger. Some are dying because of sickness. Some are dying because of wounds. Some are dying. You cannot estimate how many are dying. We don't like to talk about the negative side, but they are dying every day. And this must stop. That's my focus right now.
Thank you, Mr. President. Oh, that was really brilliant. I felt that. And Mr. President just made a statement. He said, this is the best IG. Ambazonians, I'm privileged to be a part of that IG. Oh, yes, it is the best. I want to stand on that before I proceed. Mr. President says he's not here to justify the fact that there are no issues going on within the IG, but is he going to focus on that and continue to let his people die? We should ignore the minor issues. We should ignore we should ignore the minor issues and focus on our priority and our measure, on the main goal, on ground zero. Lives are involved. Ambazonians are dying every day. So we are focusing on restoring that land, on saving the lives of our brothers and sisters, not on minor issues. He has done a lot already, but after he must have been done with a major target, he will come back to fix the house the best way you want. Mr. President, did I put it rightly?
Exactly.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I will go straight away to question number 5. Question number 5 involves your personal life a little, though not very, very personal, but at least what we all know already. And I want to use that to bring a situation that I know we've been talking about it, but we cannot ignore it because it is very vital. It is very important as far as this revolution is concerned. Now, Mr. President, as a man of God, yes, that is your personal life. I'm going to talk about it. Ambazonians, for those that do not know, Mr. President is a man of God. He is a man of God. As a man of God, the Bible says in Mark chapter 3, verse 24 to 25, if a country or a family divides itself into groups which fight each other, that country or family will fall apart. Of course, we all know that. What can we do to join forces and fight the common enemy? Ambazonians are divided, and I can see we are falling apart, irrespective of the fact that our eyes are all focused on the goal. But trivial issues are distracting us. They are dividing us. Sir, please, with all due respect, we cannot ignore this. We can never ignore this. I want you to talk to the people. What do you think we can do? I know you've tried, but we'll always keep trying. What can you do to join forces so we can fight and focus on the common enemy? Thank you, sir.
You can't teach people how to unite because it's a practical thing. It's not a theory.
Exactly.
Everybody has to do his part in this. It doesn't matter how much I try, I cannot do it for everybody. Every one of us must see himself or herself as an agent of this change, and an agent of the goals that we desire as a people. Because every time when something is not going on, somebody say the IG. Sometimes I look in the sky to see who is the IG. If the IG is the government of the people, then the people are the government. Because we do things that make it difficult for those who put their lives on the line to succeed, and we turn around and say, why are they not succeeding? What have you done to enable success? That's the problem. The problem is that we talk anyhow. We are trying to get this money now for my trip to Buea. There's somebody who is systematically chopping down our effort, destroying every trust and confidence people may have in the IG. Then turn around after 2 months and say, what have they done? They have not done anything. how have you enabled success? How have you, what the role you have played so far? Did it enable that to happen? You go, you fabricate stories, you criticize, you take down, and you boast about it. And then at the end, when objectives are not achieved, you say, look at them, they cannot even achieve the objective. That is disingenuous. Now, every one of us must know that. What do you desire? Sometimes people talk, I look at them, I ask myself, what do they desire? What do you desire, first of all? You want us to get to Buea, right? When can't you judge the merit of an idea based on logic and not based on the person presenting the idea? Can we not rise to that position? Because the problem is that Amazonians, some are not enabling unity. If you say you want unity, you be an enabler of unity. Don't be a critic. Criticism does not change people. When you criticize people, they fight back. But when you encourage people, they make efforts. Be an enabler of unity. When you go and write on your Facebook page, when you tweet, when you make those audios, when you go, you have live programs, you have to speak, be an enabler of what you want. Don't just say what is wrong and sit quiet and make a great speech and think you are better. Be an enabler of that which you want. If I want unity on ground zero, I will speak in such a way, I will act in such a way, I will communicate in such a way, I will associate in such a way that unity will be possible. So be an enabler. If somebody brings you something, some people share only the negative things. Go to their wall. Go on their wall. They share negative, 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 negative. And then very soon they say, there's no unity. How can unity be achieved when you are not enabling unity? I don't share any kind of thing on my wall. In fact, I've been learning these days how not to enable anybody to post on my page, because some people post rubbish. And if when they do, you share. People just share. You ask them. Some people even share to me. They send it on my Facebook. I look at it and I say, what does this person, what is his intention of sending this one to me? Is it so that I will work for unity, so that I will be encouraged, or what? Do and be the enabler of the things you want. If everybody does his part, we shall have a better Amazonia. We will be better in this struggle. We'll be more united. We'll be more efficient. The enemy will not be able to break our ranks. I challenge the mama in the village. I challenge the teacher. I challenge those in the diaspora, the Facebook warriors. Be an enabler of the kind of revolution you want to have. Encourage people. They will make efforts more. That when you hit them left, hit them right, hit them left, condemn them. Some people say this person must die. How does that person say, okay, they have said I should die, so I should be better now? No.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. President. Wow, the analysis was too much, but I think I grabbed some very pertinent statements. You know, Mr. President says we should all be an enabler, not a strong critic all the time. When you do not encourage an individual and you always criticize, you weaken that person, and the person will always want to fight back to defend, and then there will be confusion, there will be chaos. You know, it is our responsibility. No one can teach an individual on how to be responsible, on how to unite. It is a personal decision. So it is high time we all told ourselves that enough of this drama, enough of this madness. Be an enabler and not only someone that goes around criticizing. Before you criticize an individual or before you criticize a project, or should a project fails and then you criticize, what you should ask yourself before that is, how did I contribute to make it work? If you're able to get an answer, and then you can now criticize. But if you did nothing to make it work and you only come out to criticize the effort of the few that have put in a lot of hard work, it only makes you a coward, a loser. Please, Ambazonians, we have all made mistakes. No one is perfect in this revolution. In fact, I don't think there is anyone that has not gone back and forth with a brother or a sister on the media. But if we can learn today to copy Mr. President's words, to be an enabler and not a distractor, and not a confusionist, and not a critic all the time, then Ambazonia will be a better place. Then we will see ourselves in Buea in the next second. Then my trip to Buea will be the answer. We will all come together, unite, and donate without asking flimsy questions that do not have answers as of now. The only answer to those questions is Buea. By the time you donate and you see those actions and you see yourself carrying your trolley to Buea, that will definitely be the answer. Thank you very much, Mr. President. I want to urge every Ambazonian to go to their Facebook pages right now and put it there, hashtag be an enabler. In fact, on the comment section, start commenting. Hashtag be an enabler and not only a critic. Thank you, Mr. President, for that brilliant words. I'll go straight to question number 6, if I must say. Mr. President, with all due respect, sir, I also want you to tell the people of Ambazonia, what do you think we need to do to call, because trust me, the diasporans, the other day I was asking myself if we are actually a curse to this revolution or a blessing. When I look at the efforts of the diaspora, I will not ignore it. We've done a massive job. We've done great. But if your greatness will warrant massive destruction for Ambazonia to fail, you better not do it. That is my take. If your $100 that you're going to donate is going to take us to failure, put it in your pocket. Ambazonia is for success. The diasporans have been all over the place. The people of Ground Zero have been so focused. They have been fighting. They have been taking the bullets. They have been defending the land. In fact, it is because of them that we are still here today, irrespective of the fact that we've been sensitizing and supporting financially. They are the real heroes. But when you look at everything, we fight. We cause a lot of confusion. If the people of Ground Zero were not much more committed than us, this struggle would have been history by now, because the real fight is on Ground Zero. Mr. President, please, what advice can you really give to diasporans? What can we do to put things in order? The craziness, the madness, the fighting is getting out of hand. And with what I saw before coming live, I am afraid, because no one knows what will happen tomorrow. What do you think? What advice can you give to the diasporans? Please, sir, we are listening. Thank you, sir.
Well, let me tell everybody, wherever you may be, that sometimes we read our history and we scapegoat some people. We look at some people that say this one was a traitor. We say this one was a bad guy. He was not smart. He was greedy. This one was stupid. You know, it's very easy when you read history, which is always in the retrospect, you look at it, you will say, oh my God, why was this one born? Why was this one even born? We wouldn't have been in this situation. But let me tell you that right now, history is being written. As I sit on this job, I tell myself every day that history is being written. Whether you know it or not, history is being written. And one day, our names shall be remembered in the books. Our names shall be remembered in the books. How do you want to be remembered? As the one who scattered every time, as soon as we bell. As soon as the people bell, the revolution attained a level it has never attained for 57 years. I was the one who did everything. You are the one who did everything to scatter it down. Is that how you want history to remember you? Yes. If you go that path, that's how you will be remembered. That's how our generation shall curse on your grave. Because they will say, like they say to some today, that that's a traitor, that's a wicked person, that's a greedy person, that's a killer, that's a stupid person. That's how we'll be remembered. So let us play our role. Everyone is playing his own role. And I want to assure you that some of our heroes that died, they wish they saw a time like this in this revolution. They wish they lived a time like this in this revolution. They died hoping that one day we shall get to the place where we are like this. As far as this revolution is concerned, it's also a wonderful time to be alive. Let us make it work. Please, let us make it work. That means you make it work. Do what you have to do to make it work. Let it be remembered. Even if the whole world doesn't know, let your conscience testify that when it depended on me in my time, I did what I had to do to make it work. Today I hear leaders vowing, I will fight you to the end. I hear leaders saying, when I finish with them, you are going to see what happens to them. What are you thinking about the end of our revolution? What do you think? Diaspora, you have the liberty to say so, because you can do without Ambazonia to an extent. Because now you are just emotionally invested, you have loved ones and the social ties, and the nostalgia of home and so on. That's just about it. You have an option. Look, consider the 7 or 8, 6 million back home. These ones have no option. There's one option. They either succeed or they perish. So you consider the impact of your decision, of your statement, of your action. Please picture somebody in the forest. Picture some people in a mass grave, and imagine how many more mass graves shall be dug and filled before you do what you do. And let me also tell you this: those who spend time to pray and invest in a project, they don't have time to destroy it. They cannot destroy it. If the secret is, that's why I will bless the church to pray, because the church is sometimes confused. If we start praying for anything, it is difficult for you to wish that thing ill. It's difficult for you to be happy if it is not succeeding. I hear somebody, if they hear that something happened now, they say, yeah, they are rejoicing. How? In a football match. In a football match, even if you don't tell your nationality, you don't tell your nationality, when the match is going on, you can be silent, you can pretend to be the other side, but when the pressure points come, when one side scores, you will jump involuntarily, you spontaneously, you will shout, yay! Sometimes I used to know some people in Nigeria who were schooling in Nigeria as Nigerians, but actually they were Cameroonians, because they have been helped by people to be able to school there. And so they pretended to be Nigerians. As if they don't have no relation in Cameroon, they are all Nigerians. So when it is time to play the football, Nigeria is playing with Cameroon as the final. And then we have to watch the TV all in one room. Oh my God. You see the person who says he's a bona fide Nigerian 100%, the moment Cameroon scores against Nigeria, they must say, yay! Then everybody is everybody says, what is happening? Are you okay? Then they look at themselves, they say, this is something else. Who are you? So the side you cheer for tells us who you are. Many of us pretend that we want this revolution to succeed, but whose side are you cheering? We can tell where you belong. Stop pretending. We can tell where you belong from what you rejoice for, what you promote, what you share, what you rejoice for. Tells you. Actions speak louder than words.
Thank you very much, sir. Ambazonians, you've all listened. Mr. President says action speaks louder than words. From your actions, from the things you put up on the media, from your activism, of course, it can obviously tell where you belong. He also made a very strong point. He said, whatever you're doing today, remember, history is recounting everything. And tomorrow, there will be time when everybody will want to ask his or herself, like, what did I do? What can Ambazonians remember me for as far as this revolution is concerned? What I want to say is, if each and any one of us is still thinking or doubting if we are actually going to have our independence, then my brother, you should think again. For sure, we are going to have, we already had it. For sure, we are going to capture our land. And for sure, we all are going to celebrate in Buea. But can we do that without contributing? Can we do that without donating? Can we do that without uniting? Can we do that without putting God ahead, financing the struggle? Can we do that? We cannot do it. Please, God first. And my trip to Buea is the second answer. If you can all devote yourself to the positive part of it, to the part that irrespective of our views, we all want Buea ASAP, then all this chaos on the media, in the diaspora, will be definitely put aside. Let our measure be our priority, not trivial issues, trivial matters that cannot take us to Buea. We can disagree, but at least have a platform we can all work on and understand ourselves. Thank you, Mr. President. Sir, I just want to ask you, there is this question. It revolves really around my trip to Buea. I don't know if I should ask you first, but I'll keep that one aside because that is what I'm going to wrap the show with. But then I want to ask you this. As far as this revolution is concerned, the youths have been very, very, very supportive. The youth, for the very first time in the history of Ambazonia, they have come out to show their intelligence, their strength, and everything, sir. I want to ask you, what position do you think the youths occupy in this revolution? It is very, very important to talk to them so they know who they are and the way you see them as Mr. President and the rights they stand in Ambazonia. Thank you very much, sir.
I respect the youth, not just for their zeal, but majority, very learned people, very smart people. I want to assure you that in time to come, we shall have the youngest administration over the nation of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. If Alhaji Tafawa Balewa came to power at the age of 29, if Paul Biya became a minister at the age of 29, what was happening at that age? Then why? I think I'm even too old to be a president. But thank God that I'm here now. But I want to assure you that let the youth understand that I have taken you very serious, very, very serious. And I will make some statements very soon. I'll make some practical statements to this effect. Because if this revolution is where it is thanks to the courage, to the wisdom, and the tenacity of the youth. This is your time. And I can assure you that this is your time. You will not be relegated to the rear. You will not be despised for your age. You are the hope of this revolution. So shall it be. Because you see better than we see because you are worried about tomorrow. A lot of us, a lot of people, especially above my age, sometimes we think that we are just fighting for you. If we are fighting for you, sometimes we let you fight because you know why you must fight. We're just doing it probably out of the love of you. But you love yourself more than we do. So I want to encourage you that we will honor you like you have never been honored before. And for those of us that will still be alive, this revolution shall be a revolution by the youth, for the youth. It shall be by the youth and for the youth. I can assure you that these are no words, ordinary words. This is something I spent time to think about. So if you are the youth and you are keeping your thought, you are investing your life, you are putting everything on the line, it is not for some other generation to come and stand over you. It shall not happen. That is not my vision as far as I'm here. So thank you very much for all your sacrifices.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you very much. Ambazonia youths, you've all heard. This revolution is by the youth, for the youth, everything the youth. You will be honored in Ambazonia and wherever, whenever. You have a place in Ambazonia. Mr. President just made a point. He said he is not even supposed to be the president. He remembered when Biya got into politics, when Biya got into the government. What happened to that age? What happened that people of La République du Cameroon cannot have those chances anymore? But you know what? Ambazonia is going to make a change, not only within Ambazonia, but we are going to be an example to the world. Mr. President, thank you very much for reassuring the youth. And I'm very, very happy to take that message from you. It gives me more reason to fight. It gives me more hope and it hopes, and it gives me much more reasons to donate and donate and donate to my trip to Buea. I want to rule Ambazonia. I want to be at the helm of leadership. I want to feel the impact of a youth being at that position. And that is why I will not stop fighting. And I'm encouraging all the youths not to give up. Yes, it's not going to be a smooth road. There are going to be potholes, but guess what? The bigger deal awaits us in the land of Ambazonia. We need to go and take control of our country. That is what we have to do. We shall forever be honored. The president has said it. Thank you very much. Now, this is my key question. You know, my trip to Buea was launched, and it's been for like, let's say about a month and a couple of weeks that you launched it, and donations have been going. I'm not in the management board to know what is happening, what is not happening. The most important thing that I know is I have made my donation, and I am urging every Ambazonian to make their donation. But this question is what I want to ask. And it sets a platform, I think, for those that haven't donated and for those that have donated. And for, you know, we have expectations. The people are expecting, a lot from you, Mr. President. So what I want to ask you, sir, is when will the people start feeling the impact of my trip to Buea? Because many have not donated, but they want results. Many have donated, and they are expecting results. So, you know, it's just being in the crossroad. So I really want you to let the people, is anything holding you right now? Let the people know. And if there is nothing holding you, when do you think we'll start feeling the impact? When do you think we'll start seeing those actions? And then we know that maybe that is when some people want to donate, but I'm advising them not to wait until that time. Because when those actions start, it's going to be a continuous process. We don't want to be at the age waiting for finance and all that. So, sir, when do you think the people can start or will start feeling that impact of my trip to Buea? Because that is our number one focus for now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I told us that the purpose for my trip to Buea is for a game changer on Ground Zero. Everybody who knows when I came what Ground Zero was supposed to start feeling the heat and try to feel the temperature, the atmosphere. That what I say is that we shall change the game on the ground. And before there is a rain, there is first of all the gathering of the cloud, and then the wind, and then the rain. But if those who have the eyes to see, they will see the signs of the cloud gathering, the little signs that must inevitably lead to the rain. That I can assure you. I want to encourage you because some people are not comfortable giving online. And so that's why online, the pace is slow. Some people want to give, they don't even want to be identified. They want to give in a way that nobody knows them. They just sneak in and sneak out. They say the internet is a marketplace that they will not give. So they seek for ways that they can transmit their money to us. So it is slow. It's not happening soon because of the money. I mean that we are not getting the money as quickly as I predicted within a month. So some people they prefer to give to their country heads, and then some country heads they take their time to organize their thing. We have to be on the same page with every country head to see the urgency involved. When there's an emergency, if in every system and establishment, every other thing is suspended. There's some people who are supposed to be mobilizers. They are taking their time, and they take all their time. We don't have the time. I wish every Ambazonian will go and live in the refugee camp, not pretending, for 24 hours, then go back to your diaspora. I wish every Ambazonian would go into the bushes of Kwakwa and sleep there for one night, then come back to the diaspora. You will understand the urgency. I hope everyone should be in a crossfire and survive. Don't die. be in a crossfire in our villages right now, in Fontaine, in Buea County, in Manu, in Bonge, in Meme, in Fako. I wish that every diaspora will pass through that experience, then come back and tell me, how soon do you want us to change the game? Let me see if you will give me 3 months. Let me see if you will say that meeting should be organized on the 30th of June. Let me see if you will give me that time. We are out of touch. Many country heads are out of touch because they have lost the sense of urgency. When you have received the money is not to fill your coffers. Be a transmitter. Just transmit the money. Because I cannot go here and just explain to you the phases of the project that we have to do. I will not explain that. And I cannot wait until the last dollar comes. Then you people will talk about inaction. So please help us transmit the money. I have received only 10%. Transmit the 10%. Transmit it now. Call the office of the president. Transmit it now so that we get going. I cannot reveal any secrets here, but I want to assure you that this is a letter that was given to me by His Excellency Seseko, and my ship is my signature. I did not come here. If I don't deliver on it, then what? And when you expect me to deliver on it, you're not contributing. All your own contribution is to criticize it and mobilize and tell people not to give. And if they give, not to send it, to take. You see, many people who have given, they act differently. When people are giving, they act differently because nobody invests and prays. But those who have not invested, they don't care what happens. When you hear people talk anyhow, how much have you invested? You will discover that nothing. That is if it succeeds or fails. But if somebody has attitude, first of all, is besides, he can bring out some points, but it will be very. He did not contribute to fail. But those who come and bash and slaughter everything, break everything down, you see, they have not contributed, they will not contribute, and they don't plan to do anything soon. Then they are watching, but probably praying to the devil that it fails. Then we have prayed more prayers to God. I can assure you that prayer will not be answered. Our prayer to our God will be answered. And Bazonia, freedom is coming soon.
Amen. I love that confidence in you, sir. I can see it burning in your eyes. Mr. President has spoken, and I feel sad when he, talks and emphasizing on those that are not putting in any effort for us to achieve this goal. We've all waited for this moment, and if the solution is here, what is so difficult for us to come forth and deliver? That is it. Freedom is not for free. In fact, the huge part of freedom is finance. No matter how much we sensitize, no matter how much we write to the international bodies, no matter how much we go out there to protest, if finance is not there, we cannot carry out the massive part of the project. Look, this revolution depends on us. It focuses on us, and we cannot do it. We cannot do anything without money. Money is the answer. And please, to all the country coordinators, if your constituents, members of your country or Southern Cameroonians in your respective countries have made their donations to you because they don't feel comfortable to do it online, please be feasible enough to transmit that money to where it has to go. I know sometimes we might be a little bit of a delay, we want more and all that, but it does not help. We can always start from the little things and then the bigger ones will come. You cannot keep money in your keepings when we have bigger projects. Please, for all those that are still waiting for the money to get to a certain amount before they transmit it, kindly do that, even if it is just 100 krona or $100. Please do it. Mr. President needs this money. Actions needs to be put in place. The other day, I saw the number of machine guns that are being sent into Southern Cameroon. Guys, this thing is not a joke. It's not funny. La Republic has a strategy and they are carrying it on. They are utilizing it. We have our own strategy at hand. and we cannot even come forth to support it, to make it go as fast as possible. How many more people are going to die before Amazonia is restored? We are 8 million or less than 8 million. If we continue to lose our citizens, how many more are going to remain before we gain independence? Really? This is the time for us to put a stop to all this drama. This is the time for us to put a stop to all these killings. We are losing our young boys every day. The youths are dying. Our old mothers are frustrated. They can't even run to anywhere. They are weak. They are tired. They are looking up on us. The Esperans, our brothers back home, are fighting more than enough. I listened to an audio the other day, you know. It almost gave me sleepless night. I listened to a comrade said, some of you will not believe that some of us will not be able to father children. That some of you will not believe that some of us will not be able to live for even 5 years more. Can you imagine? I cried. I don't want to get emotional out here, but I cried. That is the risk many have taken for me and you to be free. And the best we can do is to stay in the diaspora, discourage others not to donate, slam on the strategy, you know, do everything to derail the struggle. What do you want? What is your problem? We have all been craving for actions. We have all been craving for that thing that will make La Republique leave our land, take his hands off our resources. Why don't you give His Excellency Sako Ikome a trial? I remember when he was a Facebook activist. Once he puts up an update, he's coming on. All of us who abandon whatever we are doing, rush to that platform to tap knowledge. Yes, we all got ourselves educated from him. I remember the days of Skakuf. During the formation of Skakuf, this man, sorry sir, I'll call you this man, just pardon me on this. He took his time to come to the media almost every day for at least 30 minutes to educate, to sensitize, for us to see the importance of that united platform, for us to see the importance for Ambazonians to believe in independence, because at that time, there was too much chaos going on. There were federalists fighting independencies, you know, derailing and distracting the people. Mr. President took his time as an activist then to educate, to sensitize, to analyze, and trust me, many were on track because of that knowledge. We believe in his analysis. We believe in his strategies. From time to time, he sent ideas to Skakuf, to the IG. We all welcomed him. We all believed in what he was giving into the revolution. Why doubt him now? Why are we allowing hate to override our sense of judgment? Why are we allowing hate to override our goal, our focus? Our focus is Buea, irrespective of the fact that me and you cannot maybe agree on certain things. But if there is something I know you will do today to take me to that promised land, I will fund it. If I don't fund it, then no, I am an enemy to the struggle. No, I am La Republique that is fighting Ambazonians. Because no Ambazonia that is in this revolution will see a way to freedom and ignore it. It does not make sense. Unless you have been fooling the people that you are fighting for freedom. Please, my trip to Buea is the answer. If you have not made your donations, think about Mami Happy. She is crying out loud. Her bones in the graves. Of course, only bones were buried. That woman has lived all his life looking forward to that day that he's going to rest in the arms of her children or grandchildren. And then they give her a befitting burial. But what happened? She was burnt in her own home to ashes. And then her own children came to gather bones to bury. She's not the only one. Many of them. Our mothers going to continue to be killed like that? Is that what we want? For the entire Amazonia to perish? Before we go to Buea, the UN has ignored us. Every international body has ignored us. It is on our shoulders. It is our responsibility to make a change now and grab our land. Look at Nigeria. We have more than 60 million refugees in Nigeria. Those children need to go back to school. Those children need a life. I have a life in the diaspora. You have a life in the diaspora. Come out and support. Let these children come back into their nations. Look at our brothers into the bushes. I saw some sleeping on leaves, some sleeping on dirty mattresses. Are they going to continue like that? Search your soul. Search your conscience. Let only your finance be the response to this. While you pray for Amazonians, my trip to Buea is the answer. God has already answered to us, but he will not come down to utilize the plan for us because he is God. He is a spirit. He needs our permission to carry on the project for us. He already answered in heaven. The Bible says, whatever that is abiding here on earth is abiding in heaven. Please, Amazonians, come together and agree. Let God continue to agree for us. And I just want to remind those that are in America and Canada, the easiest way for you to donate is to text Buea, to Buea 41444. Text to Buea 41444 for America and Canada only. And for those that are in Europe, Asia, Africa, and the rest of the world, please, just go straight to the link, click on the link, and it directs you straight to the donation room. You will do your donations as easy as possible. If you're having any challenges, inbox me. I am always with my phone or my laptop or anything. I am going to help you. And there are many others in the IG or country coordinators you can contact, and they will help you on how to do it. My trip to Buea is the answer. Mr. President has something to say. So the floor is yours. Thank you, sir.
I want to say this, that we have done many things to get to this point. We have demonstrated. We have been organizing ghost towns from the beginning of from the 2nd of January 2017. We are now, the ghost town days have now become like a tradition. We have marched in embassies. We have caused lawyers to flood court halls to defend our own. We have shipped food and still doing so to refugees. Then a time comes when we have to ask ourselves, what is the best strategy going forward? We have done diplomacy. There was a time our president assured us that in the next couple of months, we'll have many nations line up to recognize us. That promise did not fulfill and is nowhere to be fulfilled right now. I was outside and inside for a while, watching, observing, analyzing, reading, and consulting. And I want to tell you that I have, with my team of experts, we have come to a strategy. Anybody who loves this revolution and it stands against my trip to Buea, you are a liar. You don't love it. Anyone who loves this revolution and does not give me a chance to see what my trip to Buea will do and will not really contribute to it, will sit back and badmouth it. That person does not love this revolution. I don't care who you are. You don't love it. You don't love this revolution. Everybody who says that by doing the things we're doing over and over and over, somehow it accelerates in doing that we shall succeed. You don't love this revolution. You just want us to keep fighting like Eritrea for 30 years. And anybody who comes to you at this time to give you another direction and show you something else to do, which is better than my trip to Buea, which is better than the strategy I have on the table to change the ground game, that person is a liar. You don't love this revolution. You don't want success. That's why you can easily be termed an agent of La Republic. Because you know how people end that name? It's not because they were born in La Republic. It is because any position that when you try to logically reason through that position, it will end us up going around the Jericho wall we have been going around since for 57 years. since the beginning of this escalation in 2016. The same thing. We'll be in the same position. When somebody analyzes your proposal and sees that the end of it is round the wall, it's the same position, and you believe that that's the way forward, then he looks at you straight in the eye to know whether you are all right. If you are all right, you are not under any influence, it means that you are working for somebody. You are actually yourself working for somebody. Anybody who would bring another project right now and tell the people, calling people, inviting people, forcing people, cajoling people, but mouthing the IG in order to attract people to look away from my trip to Buea, so that the AP will not have the money for that is my trip to Buea. It is now my trip to Buea. That person does not love our success. I believe that we are invested in this thing for success. When Cucu opted for the law firm, I was outside. I knew that it was the wrong strategy. Then I defended it for the spirit of unity. A lot of things I defended because I knew that I was a voice even outside. If I did not stand for certain things and then give my ideas behind, a lot of things would have crumbled. I defended it. But many people, some will come out from prison, they will know, can tell you what I did in the back. Because I saw that the greater good is our success first. So anybody who will come now and say, don't even give him a chance, don't even contribute, I'm not contributing. Bring the money this way, don't put the money there. But I want us to succeed. How? How? What is it that you want to do? Before you criticize my trip to Buea and sit down, tell us what you want to do that will take us to Buea in record time. I have it. And I say, give me a chance. What risk are you taking to give me a chance? Every method, every strategy we have tried is because we gave people a chance. Every strategy, the long-term strategy, the demonstration strategy, the ghost town strategy, all the strategies, we gave it a chance to succeed, and then it did not deliver us, it did not take us to Buea. So what risk are you taking to give my trip to Buea that chance it deserves? And let us see if we have not studied our failures good enough to succeed this time. I count on you. I can't do it. See, listen, if you don't give me what I want, we shall go around the Jericho wall. Because I cannot do what I cannot do. And what I have not been enabled to do. I will come out here, give you the figures and the numbers, and tell you I am sorry. We shall be doing what we were doing before. Then I count on you. So I want to be leaving very soon because I'm going again for some other meetings and some other trips to make sure that those who are willing and who see the urgency and the emergency will put their all. Let me say this. Our brothers are bleeding out their lives so that we succeed. You should give until you bleed. Because all you can do is to give. Give until that giving bleeds, causes you to bleed. And then come back around and ask me after a couple of months, Mr. President, where are we now? Because the answer will be obvious.
Thank you very much, sir. But as we round up the show, we cannot ignore the people of Ground Zero. We must always continue to give them hope, continue to reassure them. Please, sir, I just want to ask you what 1 or 2 words do you have for the people of Ground Zero that are taking the bullets, that cannot sleep for even 3 hours? I mean, 3 hours consecutive sleep and rest. What words do you have for them before we round up the show and say goodbye?
Mama Mida with my pardon, my brothers and my sisters, uncles, my friends. No one don't mind the tune that they hear for social media. No one don't mind. Okay? Some people, they deal with, if let's say, they get sick. So before you want help them, you get for first cure them. So you know if you stop them, that's what they did. Their name na problem. So forget about them. So may I tell you, say, nothing, no shake. For Nigeria, we say no shaking.
Yeah, that's so.
IG day in charge.
No shaking.
No shaking. Anything where you feel do, I'm doing. I want to assure you, say, as long as I dey for here, I will do my best. Just do your best. Some people they dey for this IG, where they say they go do their best till they die. Even if they die, their own life will not be more important than our own. I'm not saying when I suffer. Some people will not go hear this my message. When I go hear them after a long while. But I pray say you go hear them because you will be alive. I will tell you, say, now like this, we don't need, for every fighter in Amber, I want to tell you, everybody will defend the territory, defend the life. I want to assure you, say the IG day with you. We could do none of the money where they come from my trip to Buea will be used for any personal gain at all. It will change the game on the ground. I feel look you in the eye and I tell you, quote this statement because I say it will happen. And if we do what we'll get for do, we shall sing the song very soon. I believe that very well.
Amen.
So bye-bye. Just hold that word as you hope. Pray and pray for me. Because I know if you do, I'm without you. They give me what I also need. And God will bless the nation of the Federal Republic of Amazonia.
Amen. Thank you very much, sir. Wa mami, wa papa, then wa brother, wa sister, then for Grand Zero. Wa president don't talk. And I hope so una do hear. People the way they not hear today, the message go meet una. I beg, una whole heart, una continue for belief. Say tomorrow we'll go there free. So far it's been His Excellency, the acting president, Sako Samuel Ikome, and the ambassador to the Scandinavians, Cucu, aka Cucu the Blinkz, and Malari Daniel, that is my real names. It's been an amazing show so far, and I really still want to thank Mr. President for responding to this interview. And trust me, I think I really got more than enough what I needed today. I put up these questions thinking maybe you were going to ignore some and tell me that we should just pass. But I really want to thank you for your humility, for responding all the time. I've seen you on platforms, and you choose not to ignore my call. Thank you very much, Mr. President. And I hope the people of Amazonia have listened. I want to let you go now because you have other things to catch up. And of course, we round it up by saying that for those that have not donated, please do not only take these words and sit on them. Go and make your donations. Let's have a change. Let Amazonia be free. Thank you, everyone that has made it possible to be on this platform today. We keep on encouraging you. Keep doing what you know best. Keep doing what you can do to free Amazonia. We cannot do it alone. The IG cannot function without your support. We need your support financially, morally, spiritually, and everything for the IG to deliver. Thank you very much. And may the good Lord continue to bless you all. Goodbye.
Glory, we rise and never to fall. Tonight, on the world's most amazing videos, a high-speed racer hits the wall. Plus, a hot air balloon mows down a crowd, then violently ejects a pilot. And a base